how to create a site in typepad. And a lot of these strategies we're using can work with any type of blog software. So we're using typepad as an example because we're the typepad people, but a lot of what we're seeing today you could do in another platform. And I always use an example of a tea shop. I don't know why. I like green tea. I've got a bottle of it right here after I pounded back a Red Bull before the call. So I'm caffeinated and ready to go. But I always use green tea as my example when I'm building a site or doing an example for SEO. So anyway, we're going to make an online tea shop in typepad. So what we did first was we added some posts about green tea that I found online. I created a page for each part of the site. So I had a welcome page, an About Us page, and a products page, and a contact page. And so with a blog, you have posts, which are kind of the diary part, the chronology part, the calendar part, and then you have pages, which are for the more website-y type content. So the contact page, the products, the buy page, that kind of stuff. Then we domain map the blog, so that way it's not andysteashop.typepad.com. It's andysteashop.net or .cc, whatever you want to have. And so we're able to domain map the blog, so that way it's in alignment with my branding, and it's in alignment with all of my marketing strategies. And we think that domain mapping is very important for a starting business. So that way you own your identity online, and you can say your URL to anybody, whether it's on the phone or on a radio interview, or they can see it in print and go to your business and know exactly who you are and what you're offering and what you help people do. So we loaded in some content. We got some posts. We got our pages. We domain mapped. And now let's go to the blog and customize our design. So now we're going to be showing off how you can customize the design of your typepad blog. So we start with one of our favorite templates. I love this template because it's very flexible. It's called Journal Black. And there's my posts on the left side. I've got two posts and then 3 test posts. And this is the Journal Black template with a few posts. I've made my pages already. You can't see them yet. But this is a layout that we call, it's called 3-column right, because it's got the blog content on the left and then the 2 sidebars on the right. So the first thing we're going to do is add a very familiar element that most business websites have, which is a horizontal nav bar. And again, this is just a checkbox within typepad. You just click a checkbox and this immediately shows up. So it's not that hard to do. It's just a feature in the design of your blog. And so along with the horizontal nav bar at the top, at the bottom, we're also going to add a footer, where we can put the terms of service, our privacy policy, our refund policy, copyright notice, whatever you need. That's kind of the stuff your lawyers make you do. You can put that down there as well. The next thing we do is we set the home page of the blog to be our welcome page. So instead of it being our most recent posts, we're setting it to the welcome page. And often when folks are new to blogs and you've got new readers, they don't really understand that what's on the home page of the blog isn't necessarily the most important, it's the most recent. Because with the default blog, it shows the most recent posts first. So in this case, we're actually setting the front page of the blog, of the site, to be the welcome page. And this is just a checkbox, just a selection within typepad. And the blog is still accessible. We're still going to link to it from the nav bar at the top. So you can still read that traditional recent posts page. It's just accessible now from the horizontal navigation in the blog link. And then the next piece of magic we do is we're going to change to a single column structure. And this is a bit more advanced, but it's simply adding a couple statements to what we call the custom styles. So what we've done here is go from this view here, which was content with 2 sidebars, to having the content and the sidebars underneath. And I'm almost done writing up how to do this, so look for this on everything.typepad.com probably tomorrow. I need to proofread it one more time because I always make typos. Along with that, we're going to add a custom banner. These are some rolling fields of green tea bushes. Bushes? It's bush, right? Yeah. Okay. I always forget a tea is a vine or a bush.
I'd go bush.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up on Wikipedia later on. But we added a custom banner. So we went from this view with a kind of a boring black banner, Andy's Tea Shop, yeah, right, okay, it's not really branded, to a custom banner that we had designed, and we simply used one quick little statement to add this to the blog. And my favorite place to get photos online is istockphoto.com, letter I, stockphoto.com. Claire will put the URL in the chat room. And this looks good so far, but let's keep going a little bit. That top nav bar, that horizontal navigation, is getting a bit lost, and that's kind of the whole point of the blog, is to get people to buy tea. So we're going to, again, use some custom styles to turn that black with some white links. Again, this is basic designs and just adding some custom styles. And then I'm kind of not liking how we've got this white space on the right and left sides because it's letting the content kind of flap in the wind like a bed sheet on a clothesline. So we're going to add a crosshatch design that will kind of frame the blog a bit more. It's, again, that same green color, but it's a crosshatch giving a bit more texture. And I just wanted to use this to show off the different options available. And then the final thing that we're going to do is increase the overall font size. We went from these small font sizes here to a bit larger. And this makes the site a bit friendlier, a bit easier to handle, a bit easier to read. If you have an audience that's usually a bit older, you may want to have pretty large font sizes and have font sizes that can be expanded depending on what devices and browsers your customers are using for their blog. So I do want to stop and take some Q&A. And yeah, so let's do some Q&A.
We've been having some really great questions about pages coming in through the chat rooms. So Peter's asking how he can create a page rather than a post.
Right. That is just in typepad, you click on Compose, and you compose page instead of compose post.
And then he's asking, how do you make that page the landing page of your blog rather than your blog being the landing page of your blog?
Yes, that is, I think I've got Firefox open, but I'm not sharing it right now, so that won't make any sense. But it's under, if you're in typepad, go to Settings. I'm assuming you're using the new redesign. It's in Settings, and then it's under Posts and Pages. In typepad Classic, it's under Configure, and I think it's under Preferences. So in the new, shiny new, all new, awesome typepad, it's Settings, Posts and Pages, and you'll see a little thing that says, set the home page to be either the most recent posts or a particular page. And then in Classic typepad, it's under Configure and Preferences. I think that's the right way to do it. But again, if you have questions, please ask our Typepad 1 support team. They live Typepad every day of their lives, and they love to help folks.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Joe is asking if this will all be online as a sort of how to do in terms of the setup for, before you get to this part, are we going to be putting a sort of how to create a page?
What I'll do is I'll do like the, I'll do the steps before we kind of went to the design and point to where this is in the knowledge base.
Okay.
So that way you'll have 5 links to where that is in the knowledge base depending on which part you're trying to do. And again, please always ask for help from our Typepad 1 support team. We really feel like that is a huge difference for us between Typepad and our competitors, that we have a dedicated support staff 24 hours a day.
Just one more question before we move on.
Yeah.
Dave is asking if we're going to be covering the sort of e-commerce side, i.e. how to buy products from the blog.
Yes. Hold on. We're getting there. We're almost there. All right. Fantastic questions. Thank you, everybody, for popping those into the chat room. And again, if we don't get through all the questions, we can answer them when we send out the PDF and the recording and the post for this call. So what we've done so far is talk about making the blog with making the site with the blog, and that's great. We kind of leapfrogged that big ball of wax with starting a business, but now we actually need to make it pay for itself. So we're going to be talking about how you take orders, generate leads, build a customer database, fulfill orders, all that stuff. and showing you some examples of how folks can do this in the typepad platform or whatever blog platform you're using.